And it's back, the blue sky. It's our seventh and final morning here at the seashore. Tide is still going out. It's 7:37. It's Casey Kasem morning. It starts at 8 o'clock on 99.1. Out this door, T-Rex sleeps in, and it's gorgeous. Surf is still up, but it's not scary high like it was yesterday. And this is a bit enigmatic how it's so wet. I do not think it rained here last night. It may have rained for a minute. Yeah, I guess it did rain by the look of the deck. But also, it was so clear, I came out and looked at the beautiful sky at about 2:30, 2 or 3 in the morning, and it had cleared. And so there was some radiational cooling also going on. So the dew point's down in the lower 50s, but the temperature didn't reach the lower 50s. But sometimes these bodies collect the dew anyway. Can't explain everything all the time, especially without thinking too much. It's not in a hurry Sunday, and we did get an extension on the checkout here. Thank you very much, owner of this beautiful house, who actually I think is 3 states away, and very generous and nice. And it's not free though. Nothing is free, right? Except for our ability to all share the weather together. And that's how we know what happens in other locations. And last night when this front came through, it came in kind of from the west-southwest. Talk about a front door front. And when it came across New York City last evening, it was about sunset or so, there were some real heavy thunderstorms and a rapid temperature drop. There was some severe weather reported with a wind gust of 55 miles per hour there in the west end of Long Island. Bridgeport, Connecticut, I saw, picked up a quick half-inch of rain. Temperature went from 73 to 63 in about 10 minutes with that shower and thunderstorm that went through. And those showers and storms held together enough for a 0.6 in Stockbridge, Massachusetts, and then kind of jumped over Cape Cod without much action at all. If it happened around 10 o'clock, and my eyes were closed at that point. But Nantucket actually got more rain than Cape Cod or eastern Massachusetts. Nantucket, 0.18 for Bruce and Martin, who say that the showers often miss Nantucket. Well, not last night. That's hardly enough to water the grass or keep down the dust, though. It's quite dusty down here by the beach. And yesterday was a frustrating day with the weird clouds and the wind that just would not shift. Everyone else was getting this light wind or wind from the south, and our wind stayed up from the north. And I have a lot of highlights from some people trying to paddle out into the ocean, and finally at sunset it worked. I mean, it calmed down finally at sunset. The wind went light. We actually had a little bit of a rainbow out there, and that was really fun watching the expert athletes down at LeCounte's Hollow. That's about 2 beaches down. So in Wellfleet it goes LeCounte's, Whitecrest, Cahoon, Newcomb, and there's just the beaches all the way from P-Town all the way down to Nauset, where the break in the barrier beach. And this is the main highway for sharks, and fortunately I have not seen any. The seals seemed to really enjoy the big waves yesterday. And the satellite image I want to show from yesterday at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 cyclones. A cyclone is a closed low pressure system, one to the northwest, one to the northeast, and another one to the south. Just amazing, each trying to pull the air into its own center. And that left New Hampshire with calm air and perfectly sunny skies. Isaac Gardner, friend on X, posted from the beach in Wells, Maine. Says, a little tough to get out, 2 to 3 foot overhead, surf weather. But did you get out, Isaac? I don't even think I put my toe in the water yesterday. Different story today now. The wind has gone offshore. The front is offshore. Here's the temperature dew point map from 7 a.m. Looks like the average temperature is between 47 and 52. The dew point, even down here in Cape Cod, is back down to 52. Clean, dry air, no smoke in the sky over southern New England. In northern New England, though, it's a different story. There's still some clouds in Maine. Look at the wind over Nova Scotia is still from the southwest. Over parts of New England, it's calm. And where it's calm in parts of New York, temperatures are in the upper 30s and low 40s. But the wind is going to pick up again from the west and the northwest today. Summit of Mount Washington down to 31.5 at 7 a.m. Wind about 40 miles an hour from the northwest. And A little bit of freezing fog and drizzle reported, with the 0.68 rainfall last 24 hours. So some of New England did get a pretty decent rain with this front. It's the first front in 3 weeks that came through, or 2 weeks, the third front in 2 weeks to come through. But it's the first one that had rain with it in the last 3 fronts, which has been somewhat unusual. And we do not see another front coming to New England for some time. Now there's an upper level low and a trough that may trigger some instability showers this afternoon. And then tomorrow, it looks like, at least on the Euro, there's a little short wave. I'm showing the HRR now, even though I haven't seen it. And black lines are isobars, red lines are heights, thicknesses. 552 thickness means high temperature near 72 degrees, where there's a land breeze and sunshine, which is a lot of southern New England today. And tomorrow, a little short wave comes through, and there may be some thicker clouds, instability. The coolest weather in the sky is going to go through in the next 24 hours, but then when the surface high gets closer and stronger, that's when you get the inversion and radiational cooling at night, and that happened in a vast area of the central and eastern United States last night. The coldest ever in our life sunrise for hundreds of thousands, millions of people in cities and towns in the middle of the nation, and this high is going to be modifying, and it's going to be less cold when it comes to New England. So I'm not sure we're going to get record challenging cold, maybe as similar to last week. We've only had 2 frost advisories so far in the Northeast, and maybe we get another one probably tomorrow night, maybe tonight, with some cool morning low temperatures, but then it warms up nicely each afternoon. Here's the Boston Meteo 5-day based on the Euro, weather.us. You can see all the models on that website, and shows just a cloud in the sky tomorrow afternoon, one instability cloud, maybe a sprinkle or a rainbow from that late in the day, and then it's dew point back down to near 40 degrees again on a Tuesday morning, almost the exact same thing that happened last week. And a beautiful week coming up. Hopefully I'm going to do some more work, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may go to Vermont, let me go out some other doors. And let's go to the Euro now. I didn't show the satellite image. The satellite image, same one I showed yesterday with that arcing cloud shadow over Maine. Well, the storm now is well north of Maine, and we have an arcing shadow over the water south of New England with clear sky in southern New England, and still lots of showers and thunderstorms as the low that went south of us kind of phasing with the front a little bit over Nova Scotia. So real interesting upper level counterclockwise circulation at most levels of the atmosphere mixing down, and when the air comes down from the mountains it tends to dry out, but the air in the mountains is going to be chilly with showers today. Maybe a snowflake at the top of the tallest mountains, from Whiteface in New York to Mount Mansfield to Jay Peak. Mount Washington probably gets a little, maybe a snowflake today or tonight or tomorrow. It'll be the first one of the season. The snow season starts on July 1st. Oh, and I did check the data out of Ontario, and it looked like a cold rain falling where the HRR had snow. So what was that? I forget the name of the town. something. Right there on the Ontario-Quebec border. It was raining and in the 30s last I checked. I'll keep checking to see if there was any snow. All right, let's go to the National Hurricane Center and look at the red hash now. Red X in the southern Gulf of Mexico. What's it called? The Bay of Campeche. Is that what that's called? Hope I get that name right. And anyhow, that is forecast to become a tropical storm, and it looks like all the guidance agrees with that. So there's also a yellow X way out there in the middle of the ocean, which I don't think is going to play much of a role. So we're going to watch the Gulf of Mexico for tropical cyclone development. The next name is Francine, and the forecast for that future of that storm has changed dramatically. I'll stop the map on next Monday to show you how that's changed. But here's the Euro now. Let's go forward here with our upper level spin there in southeastern Canada, and a little surface trough with maybe a shower coming through. That's that little green blob coming across New York tomorrow afternoon. And that's sort of a push of even cooler air at the surface, I believe, coming in. So Tuesday morning, pretty chilly. And then the high pressure, much like last week, comes to the middle Atlantic states and slowly moves to the east. That puts us in mostly a west wind until the sea breeze starts developing on Wednesday and Thursday. And now the Gulf of Mexico is lighting up with a possible Thursday landfall of Francine near the Texas-Louisiana border, according to the Euro and much of the guidance. And here in the Northeast, not a lot going on. Maybe a little bit of a backdoor cool front. Otherwise, it looks like quite a warming trend with the 570 thickness coming back up here. We may have some record-challenging warm air late in the week. And then I'm going to stop at Monday. Monday, the track of that potential tropical cyclone has changed from, here it is on the guidance yesterday. Here's next Monday morning from the guidance yesterday. It had the low to the east of North Carolina. All right, now here's the guidance from last night. It has the low close to Detroit. What a difference. And much like I said last weekend for the future of what it turned out to be yesterday, I said add them up and divide by 2. And I said for yesterday we'll have at least a front, and that's what we ended up with. We had a front. So add these 2 things up and divide by 2, and you have probably a warm front coming at us from the south with maybe some waves of energy next Monday. So that's the 8-day forecast. That's going to be something where we're going to have to stop and focus on every day. And the weather part of Out the Door, Weather and More. That concludes our weather segment. And here's the and more. Yesterday, the line at the Comer. 30 or 40 people. It was a little chilly on the beach, and the tide came up really high about 2 or 3 o'clock. And there were some big waves and some groups of people down there. This bachelorette party that cut off the bus. They were down the beach for about 10 minutes before they came up and went inside. And I did the Wellfleet 500, you call that, when you drive around to every surf break and see if anyone's surfing. Well, I saw 1 or 2 people trying to get out right here at Cahoon, actually. It was futile. The waves were just too big and strong, and that white water is air. And we did have the ring around the sun again yesterday. And the clouds actually came in from the south. After we lost the clouds from the ocean storm, the one forming over North Carolina sent clouds up this way. And it was frustrating. Anyhow, then we had a great early dinner at Moby Dick's. I can't believe I'd never been there before. It is a clam shack to the next level. It's like a museum in there. And Todd and Mig Barry, so kind, showing me around. Todd showed me his collection of memorabilia, shared his situation room with me, and that was fun. And we got out in time just to see the sunset. We didn't go to the bayside. I wanted to see if there was anyone surfing, and sure enough, expert athletes in the water beneath a little rainbow that formed over LeCounte's Hollow late yesterday, and some overhead sets. So that was really fun with the beautiful sunset on the other side and the big waves calming down, much more of a clean wave, and it's going to diminish. So the double diamond conditions of yesterday are turning more into single black diamond early this morning, and then we're going to get blue square, maybe even green circle, doing a skiing analogy for surfing today. 13 minutes in, a lot of editing. We'll be listening to Casey Kasem, having coffee, and a not in a hurry Sunday. Incredible casuals at the Beachcomber today. Old school. See you there. Otherwise, see you out a different door tomorrow. Have a good one. Sandbar out there. It's kind of unusual to have the waves breaking a couple 100 yards offshore. It's not even low tide, just past low tide by a couple of hours. Pretty impressive. Let's go do the Wellfleet 500. That's when you do a bunch of laps to try and find out what surf break is happening. Wellfleet 500, blue sky, high noon. No parking pass required after September 2nd. Town beaches. No surfers, one seal, 2 happy dogs, and the sun is out. Funk bus, I've seen this in Dennis. Sure. Oh, we got a huge bachelorette party. And the sun came out for them. They're all in their bathing suits. Catch up with them later. For sale. Sky yacht. Feet from the banking. Oh man, really pretty fog there out there now with a cruise ship in there. White Crest's next. I haven't been here in a long time. It's a lot of erosion. Like nobody on the beach. Very cold. The cloud offshore is fascinating. Cruise ships keep going by. Into the roof. See the fog out there. Someone said something about the wind slacking and turning around. That is yet to happen. Ready. Accounts next. A lot of seaweed here. Whitewater. It's chaos. Chaos. Wouldn't even attempt to paddle out in this. We need that wind to slack and turn offshore. It's part of the plan. Blue sky in Cirrus, that's the weather system coming in from the west, and the one to the east is just reluctant to dissipate. This pilot fighting a headwind. Still from the north, down near the ground. Come on, it's supposed to slack, they said. What's that say? Surf the net. I don't know, I like going in rough water, but that is really rough. Bro's helping the bro get a parade. Parade coming up the hill. More halo phenomena today. A little rainbow. Actually, it's not a rainbow, it's refraction in the sky. The wind just about to come around. Jeep parking only. T-Rex 2. Thought I saw a hint of a southerly breeze, but that still pointed toward the north. Need that flag down there to turn around. Come on. And we've got someone working out with a shortboard. There are definitely some expert surfers around here. It'd be great to get somebody making a couple of drops on this guy. It's cool when there's another one right there. And because it's all white, that's air, so when you paddle through air-ified water, you get less power. One step forward, two steps back. I went in yesterday, it wasn't this rough, but I was pulled to the north pretty dramatically, so that the person attempting to get out there on the surfboard went in right about there, and now he's over here, also getting pulled to the north fairly dramatically. I think resistance is futile. The ocean is winning today. Try though. Need to find a rip current out. Looks like a little one right there. Bummer. Defeat. Hey, at least you tried. Halo, day 2. Going around the sun or moon, snow or rain soon. It's gonna be Rex, snow or rain.
They can't get out.
Yeah, Beachcomber kind of took over the town parking lot. Some nice rides in here. Look at that classic color and style, but it's actually fairly new, right? 2 o'clock. This is when it was supposed to be calm. Still light from the north. Now the sky has changed. Still get a halo phenomena, but the clouds are thickening up due to not the storm out over the ocean to our east, not the storm crossing into Montreal to the north, but a third storm on the coast of North Carolina. New outer bands on that one. Incredible satellite imagery this afternoon, which is now yesterday because this is the and more, showing New Hampshire in the sunshine, surrounded by 3 different unnamed low pressure systems, also known as cyclones because they have closed lows. Just a fascinating phenomena to have 3 storms pulling in the air in every different direction. Virtually Cape Cod and the coast of Maine are the only place still left with a wind from the north. Total gray sky. See a lot of long
pants and long sleeve shirts. And the air still coming in from the northeast. Oh well. Better luck next time with that forecast. Remember that bachelorette party from earlier? They didn't spend much time at the beach. I think they're in there now. There goes that gorgeous Bronco. Anybody in the water? Oh, just total white water. Still from the north. Higher than any point so far this week. 6 p.m. and the whale is not pointed toward the north. Finally, the air has come around from the south. A rather gray day, fascinating. And for all my time I've spent on Cape Cod, this is my first visit to Moby Dick's restaurant, and it is like a throwback in time in here. It reminds me of clam shacks, like maybe perhaps Thompson's Clam Bar might have been a million years ago, but inside it's like a museum. And there's a gift shop, and everyone's so nice. Lamb baked scallops, shrimps, oysters, lobster. Oh my goodness. 3225 Route 6, Wellfleet, Massachusetts. Hey, what's your name? Where are you from?
Todd Barry. I'm the proprietor here at Moby's.
What a great meal we just had, and thank you for welcoming us in here.
So this is where you are, and the flashing white lights on the outer beach are lighthouses. There's Highland Light, Nauset, and Chatham. And then the colored lights are all navigational aids located exactly where they are, flashing exactly. So if you're in a boat, this would tell you how to safely enter Wellfleet Harbor. Pretty cool, huh?
Who did that?
There's a gentleman in Connecticut that custom makes them. So I have this one. I have on the opposite wall one of Nantucket. And then over in the corner, I have one of Wellfleet Harbor.
Getting neat tour.
There's one of Nantucket right there.
Oh, same thing, huh?
Yeah.
All the buoys. Oh man, it's so cool. The reflection's not doing justice. There it is, Captain Peacock. Those are your buoys. And there's something called. Where are we going?
Right this way.
What's it called?
The Situation Room.
There's a situation room. Look at this.
Sorry, excuse me.
Going to the situation room.
This flag right here. September 14th, 1990, flew over the USS Arizona at Pearl Harbor.
He's a collector.
Watch this stuff.
Watch your step. Nothing to see here. Just a kitchen situation room. Oh boy.
So, refrigerator with beer, wine, and seltzers. And then over here, when you want to get serious, the Grey Goose.
The situation room.
Really good Irish whiskey and a good single malt. Okay.
And I read about the refrigerator, the original refrigerator.
Yep.
They said it's not a refrigerator anymore. Now it's a
Tool fridge.
tool fridge.
Right, but this is original. But after your meal, would you like a little sip of a single malt?
Of course.
Okay, I'll take care of that. But anywhere I go, I collect magnets and stuff from different places, so that's what these are.
It would take all year.
These are what's the word? Kind of risque. See this photo right here? This is pretty cool. I took my father and my two brothers to Normandy to see the beaches, and that's at the American Cemetery. We were asked to fold the flag when it came down.
Oh, what an honor.
Pretty cool, huh?
So, yeah, I mean, if you had to tell a story on everything in here, it would take you about a month, I would think.
Yeah. Hey, now question for you on single malt.
What's in there? Is that where you keep the dough?
Yeah, this.
Oh, interesting. An actual, just huge, beautiful safe.
What? It's an old gun. It's a gun safe.
Oh, gun safe.
But I got broken into And so that's why I have an alarm system in the Faye. But anyway,
Migs.
Yes. No, am I good? No, I don't know if I was.
Yep, you're gonna be on Out the Door, weather and more. And it's not named Moby Dick's because of the whale, right?
it's named after my father. His name was Richard or Dick. So it's named after him.
Great to meet you.
Nice
Thank you
to
so much
meet
for
you.
having us.
But right here, because this faces west, so there's beautiful sunsets over.
Over Wellfleet Harbor's over there somewhere. It's a little gray today. Would there be seating outdoors
Yes.
today
Oh, yeah.
if it wasn't so cold?
Yeah, absolutely. And this whole week, the weather's going to be beautiful. So
It is going to be Chamber of Commerce weather. Again, you're welcome. Where are we going? I love the choices of the restrooms. You got either or. Take your pick. This.
But yeah, our customers go somewhere and take a photo wearing
Is
the
that a
shirt.
real sign right there?
Yeah, it's out in California. Route 6 goes from Provincetown all the way up to California.
That's hilarious.
And there's a sign in Provincetown saying the same thing.
Whatever town, Sierra Nevada, Lake Tahoe, 3,200 miles.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the Andrea Dora sinking off Nantucket and the Stockholm ahead.
Oh my goodness.
This right here, the Mayflower, when it came from England, was off Eastham, sailed down to Chatham, and then came back up and anchored in Provincetown Harbor.
Sailed right through the barrier beach.
Tim got a situation. I said, would you like a little sip of a nice single malt? It's hard to resist the situation in Howie.
Everybody comes here. And the wind finally turned around from the south now. All day I've been waiting for that wind to come around. It was north for 2 days. And now it's finally from the south. It's going to turn beautiful again tomorrow.
Take care of yourself.
Thanks for having us.
Hi guys, nice to meet you, Tim.
That just does no good.
at these birds.
I know. At all. No, he's a bad guy.
All right. And back to the beach just in time for sunset. The wind has finally let up. And some riders made it out through the break. See if we can catch somebody catching a wave. Looks a lot more clean now, doesn't it? Look at that. That's almost double overhead. Beautiful. Okay. More like it. More and more and more. That's called Stoke. Wow, the sun's coming underneath the cloud on the other side of the cape. Gorgeous sunset. Where should we watch that? Nice, that's the way to get delivered to the beach right there. Just never ends. The sun's coming out on the bay side. We're on the ocean side. And apparently there might be some precipitation. That's what causes rainbows, right? Sunshine and precipitation. Can we precipitate a shortboard rider catching an overhead swell? Yes, we can. Tremendous. Where's the moon? It's right up there somewhere. Winds from the south. We just had a little rainbow right there. Look at that. That's the outwash of sort of a rip current, I think, right there. We've got surf riders.